down the ladder now. Okay, I just checked getting back up to that first step. Roger, we copy. Pretty good little jump. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for
TC and Jake. And we're going. Jake, do you feel like you feel sufficiently ready for tomorrow?
I don't feel sufficiently ready for the remaining 5 hours I'm going to be up today. By the way, I couldn't hear the open.
Ooh, that's not a portending of good things to come whenever we've got fucking...
We don't have to play that stuff. If
audio to play? No, it's just one click, dude.
And if we didn't have audio to play, I wouldn't have said anything.
Now my voice sounds different in your ears, doesn't it?
It doesn't. It sounds like a radio-ready timber.
Thank you.
If anything, yeah. No, I, like your neighbor, dude. One day at a time.
All right, fair enough. Me, I do have some long-term planning. You know, I got things to think about. I don't want to arrive at Lake Travis and feel like I did anything to not leave it all out on the field. And towards that end, we had to delay the start of this podcast because I thought a fresh cut might be the thing that would make it work.
Oh, he's got the lines, ladies and gentlemen. That looks just glorious.
Party going on in the back.
He's got the flow.
Little waterfall.
He's got the vanilla ice lines. That's glorious.
Yeah, I wanted to announce to everyone that, this is the level of party we're talking about. And I know the guys, they're going to meet me. You know what I mean? They're going to rise to the challenge. We got a group that rises to the challenge.
I'm just looking to chill. I want to chill.
We just got 12 Tom Brady's out there. 12 12s, dude.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I haven't gone and done anything with like a group of dudes in, obviously a year. But like you did it last weekend. And yet you're still like way more keyed up to hit the pavement just 100 miles and running, which is impressive.
I mean, once you get out there, I think that when it starts flowing through your veins, you'll feel it, dude.
I just want to be somewhere else,
Well, we can't accomplish that.
We got that arrangement set up. But yeah, I was wondering, I was like, damn, man, like TC's haircuts don't usually take this long. Like when you told me, I'm like, all right, man, that's a pretty quick cut. But now, like, I totally get it. Like that looks like it could have taken longer.
Yeah, we caught some bad breaks as far as the walk-ins. Just a lot of questions, and I've been going to the same lady forever. And if you've been cutting hair forever and don't have your own place, like, what are you doing, dude? So she's got to be the one answering the questions. I understand it.
But you keep going.
As a small business owner, I understand it.
That's only like 1% true, but I would say that I'm ready to proclaim right now that for the rest of my life, I will never go to a walk-in haircut.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not walking in, but like just other people did. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And then she's got to be like, hey, so what do you want? Like, let me find a person for you. Here's how much it is, et cetera, et
yeah,
cetera.
I mean, the place that I was going before where I go now, and then when my current stylist defected, I went with her, and they didn't take walk-ins at either spot. So it's great, man. You just walk in, got a little fixer-upper, some House Hunters International up there.
I think it was the first time I've seen
Sprite.
An actual walk-in. Like, it's not like it's a regular occurrence that halfway through my haircut we got to stop down 3 times because people just keep on wandering in and asking questions.
You're not a haircut talker, are you?
I've known the lady since I was like 2.
So she knows to just shut up?
No, we like catching up. I like knowing what's going on with her family, dude.
Oh, see, I've had the same lady for like 10 years, and I still...
Because you don't say anything?
Well, she knows the deal.
Yeah.
She knows it's just not... This is not a talk time.
I'm somewhat of a standoffish social person now, but believe it or not, I wasn't when I was 2. So we kind of, established the relationship at that time. And
This bitch has got to be like 100 by now.
We found my parents, in the course of moving their house and organizing everything, they found a picture of me at 2. With
Is it a dude or a lady?
It's a lady.
Man, I mean, that's insane. Talking about 31 years of the same, she's got to be.
She had to be like 23 or something whenever the first, maybe younger than that. I don't know.
Damn.
It's not like you got to go to haircut school for a long time. I was giving her 23 because I figured that's a year out of college, but if you're doing haircuts, you're probably not.
Yeah, but still, I would just think that 31 years minimum, unless you were like her first customer.
Yeah.
31 years.
I'm just saying I must have caught her on the beginning.
But even then, I'm thinking you're taking over. What
do you mean?
Maybe you own Vidal Sassoon.
She's got a thriving little business. She's a big part of the Richardson business community.
She's in charge?
Yeah, no, it's her spot.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying why she's got to be the one to field all the questions when people walk in.
Okay.
And I think she's got some investment properties and stuff, a little bit of passive income. I think she's doing pretty good, dude.
Okay. Yeah, the way I got hooked up with this place, and I've talked about this before, but my high school girlfriend worked there.
Yeah.
She's a year older than I was, and she started, I don't know, she went to Texas State for a couple years and then came back and did that. And she was there for probably 4 or 5 years. And then she moved to New York, which I would imagine is that's a lot of different industries' dreams, but I would say hairdressers right up top 3.
Yeah. What LA, the other one, what's other than the 3?
Probably you gotta go comedian.
Longview?
Oh, you meant the top 3 cities? It's just the
Yeah.
basic ones, but I think comedian's probably in New York, although I don't even know if that even holds water anymore or not. But she it's weird, dude. I was thinking about this the other day. I saw one of these stupid tweets. We're just flooded with them now, dude. Whether it's here's your Twitter parents or who would play you in a movie, who would play your parents in a movie. I can't.
I haven't caught here's your Twitter parents.
I can't do it, man. I just can't do any of it. And I don't really. I feel like I'm in jail because I can't get out.
How did you feel about the late night talks hit different on these?
Oh. Well, what it made me feel like was somebody in the comments to that said something like, this actually bums me out because it makes me realize that people think that so many of what was an extremely common experience was unique to them, which if you wanted to get real, critical culturalist about, you'd probably say that's fucking a big problem in this country. Everybody knows the chair, you dummy. Everybody knows what a locker looked like. Everybody knows what the fucking cups we drank out of at CC's and Gaddy's look like. It's all the same shit. We all lived pretty much the same shit, minus a couple of, dalliances with government oppression. But people are like, oh, raise your hand if you remember these. And it has 17 million impressions.
Hell yeah, dude. I do remember those.
Shit, dude. I remember chairs.
Yeah, I've sat in a chair. Fuck
dude,
yeah, dude.
Plastic cups? Shit, y'all remember plastic cups? Me and my 17,000 homies who will retweet this do. But yeah, I saw one that was what did the most successful person from, I can't remember if it said your high school or your graduating class do?
Fucking podcast, bitch.
Radio Ready Timber from the well-known Loserville.
That's right.
And it made me Google the valedictorian from my class.
Oh yeah? How's he doing?
I think he's still employed. It seemed like he was open for new projects, but he's he's a engineer.
Okay.
So
he's not at Foot Locker wearing the referee uniform.
No, it was the typical UT scholarship into developing technology for, I think it was one of the big financials.
I don't even know if Dave Chappelle says that the guy he's talking about was the valedictorian of the class, but whenever you say valedictorian, all I think of is fucking Anthony Bourdain killed himself.
Yeah.
This man works at a Foot Locker. Didn't even think about it.
It's true.
Yeah.
But I think even if you don't become a web developer or a systems developer for JP Morgan, I think the fact that that my old girlfriend moved to New York to do hair at like 24 is pretty baller.
Big ups. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think like, and it sounds like, I mean, you probably have more information here.
I would hope.
Well, I just mean like about what exactly she's but to be clear, people in Staten Island need haircuts too.
Yeah. I don't think that was the situation, but I don't know that it wasn't.
Yeah. New York City, it sounds like the big city. There's a lot of sad parts. I'm pretty confident.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen an old man piss himself sitting down in Queens.
Yeah.
And he he wasn't like blacked out.
He was just tired.
He's like, fuck it. He was sitting on one of these. So at this bar in the back, it was like in a row of houses, and they didn't even have, like tables and bar stuff. They had these, I don't know what you would call them, but late night talks would hit different on them. They were like plastic. They were like plastic. They were shaped like chairs. I don't know what you call them.
Yeah.
Great for wicking away piss, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have any drone plans for the weekend?
Do you think we can take it on the boat, or do you think that's a bad idea?
I mean,
you want to take it on the boat? If we're taking,
I'm not the dad of the drone. I mean, I can almost promise
neither am
you,
I, dude. Let's crash this shit.
Danny B will almost certainly bring his on the boat if this is still operable.
Yeah,
I feel like you guys always, the drone feels like a boat.
The drone feels like a boat.
And that it's great when it's up and running, but there's kind of always a little something. Yeah. Hey, you know what they say about a drone?
2 days, dude.
2 days, brother.
I mean, it depends. I haven't had one of the really nice ones, so I don't know. But the next generation after the one that I currently possess has the 360-degree collision avoidance, whereas mine is just going forward. So if I'd had a different model, it would have not run straight into that tree. But, even when it did, I got it back up and running. And because of that, who cares, right? It's my brother's drone in the first place. He handed it over because he hadn't thought about it in fucking years and has another one that's better. And then I fucking crashed it and made it work again. So, we're on such borrowed money. I'll fucking fly this bitch straight into the water on purpose. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but then you don't get the sweet footage.
Yeah, no, I was, as I mentioned, quite upset that it did not continue capturing as it was malfunctioning. Then? No, I mean, I'm going to buy my own at some point. I'm waiting for them to, I feel like if I buy one today, that tomorrow they'll announce that the Mavic 3 is on the way. So I'm just going to wait until they announce the Mavic 3, and I'm gonna pick up one of them bitches.
Of course, it's called the Maverick.
Mavic.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit better, actually. It's too fast to be a Maverick. It's got to skip a couple letters.
Absolutely. Don't got the fucking time.
So we didn't really dive too deep into Gaetz the other day because we had hot lake stories. Mm-hmm. So I went back and watched Matt Gaetz' interview on Tucker Carlson. Now, this is 9 days old by now. And I could give you exactly how many days old it was, but I still don't totally know how many days are in each month.
Uh-huh.
But it was
I couldn't really keep up. So one of our treasured listeners sent us something.
That was the worst, bro. That was so much more confusing than just me guessing.
I think that I could. It was something about the knuckles, that if you're going from left to right, the months on your knuckles going in between. Okay.
Stop. That was bad. That dude's a good dude, but that was a bad
If I understood
tweet.
what he was saying, I think it would be useful. However, I didn't, and I already have a device that works for me.
Yeah, and mine is just guess and usually be right.
50-50. Who gives
and
a fuck?
Then and also sometimes just look at my phone on the calendar and be like, hot damn.
Look at all these days.
Look at you jumping up 31. How about that?
Big ups.
So no, the Gaetz interview, it's really, really odd. It's only like 9 minutes long, and I cut two things out of it that kind of made some headlines. And I mean, this dude's he's a bum fuck. Like he's everything that has happened in the last 5 years distilled down into one thing. He looks like a ghoul, but a ghoul who got really good fake teeth. And I'm not hating on it. I wish I could get really good fake teeth. He looks, he looks like a dude who probably they think that this is the guy who was shoving libs in the locker, much like with Tucker. Mm-hmm. But I don't get that vibe from him, TC. I don't. He seems like a guy who had a rich daddy, political daddy, fell into the game,
Show house.
Doesn't really know what he's doing, but knows that Firebrand sells, is clearly involved in some pretty lurid sexual stuff. And he went on Tucker's show like within hours of the first New York Times report. Now, there's a lot more out here on this now, including today. One of his former friends, who is a Seminole County tax collector, is apparently cooperating with the feds.
Oh, no.
Problem with that is that same Seminole County tax collector might not be a credible witness because he himself has been accused of not only, I believe, taking bribes, but also smearing a former opponent or enemy with false allegations of child pornography.
Yeah. How is it that they're always accusing people of things they do themselves? So I have not. I mean, obviously, a lot of things have gotten by me on the Twitter world this day. So you let me know. Has anyone figured out how this fits in with the other super weird Matt Gaetz shit? Didn't he have like a boy?
Oh yeah. What's his name? When it was like when
this
he was
is my
trying to...
beautiful son Valencio.
Yeah.
It's not Valencio. It's something like that. It was a Latin name, and I don't know. I didn't know what was going on there. I had more questions. I did not get answers, and in fact, have been left with only further questions.
Okay, his name was Nestor.
There you go. That's right. How could we forget that? Yeah. No. So if you find out that someone has a random boy that is just like in their life, and then you later find out, like, it's tough because you always want to make connections. Like, whenever you're only given a small amount of information, you naturally assume that those pieces of information that you have are connected, and a lot of times they aren't. But I'm quite interested into how, a secret adopted son fits in.
Well, it's not that. All right, so I'll just read this one paragraph.
Uh-huh.
In June 2020, following an argument with then Representative Cedric Richmond, because if you may recall, it was around a couple weeks after George Floyd, and Cedric Richmond was saying, if people in here had children of color and they understood how this works, then you would have more empathy to this situation. And Matt Gaetz got up and was like, how dare you? I do have a child of color. So in this argument with Richmond, Gaetz said he had been living with a 19-year-old immigrant from Cuba, Nestor Galban, since Galban was 12, and considered Nestor his son. He later clarified, which, never good.
Yeah, you don't want to later clarify.
No. He later clarified...
Avoid it if you can.
So Galban is 19 last year when this occurred. Uh-huh. He later clarified that Galban is the brother of an ex-girlfriend of Gaetz's, and that Galban spends times with his sister, with Gaetz's family, and with Gaetz. The two are not related genetically or legally. Gaetz said, our relationship as a family is defined by our love for each other, not by any paperwork.
So it's kind of like a Fast and Furious situation.
Yeah, family. It's a family. In 2016, he had referred to Galban
doesn't that
as a
sound
local
like
student.
the cheapest fucking response to the argument?
Whenever people are like actually talking about having to have conversations with their
I've
kids
met
about
a single
killed.
minority, so
Yeah.
actually I do have minority family members.
In 2017, which would have made Galban 16 at the time, Gaetz referred to Galban as, quote, my helper.
Yeah, all right. Well,
And also keep in mind, and listen, people have kids of disparate ages. That happens all the time. But this 19-year-old was the sister of or the brother of one of his ex-girlfriends. So I'm betting if we just gave him the average plus or minus 3 or 4 years, that girlfriend was pretty young too. Which brings us back to our current situation, which does not involve Nestor at all. By the way,
as far as we know,
Gaetz is now currently engaged to his girlfriend Ginger Lucky, who is the sister of Palmer Lucky.
No fucking way. Of course.
You know it.
Yeah.
You know it. It's too perfect.
I wanted to know what film she'd appeared in before you confirmed me that Lucky was her real last name.
Yeah. No. Oculus founder Palmer Lucky.
Yeah.
So these two clips, Gaetz was like, all right, I'm Matt Gaetz. I got to go on Tucker. That's what Matt Gaetz does, even though he was all over the map on this one.
It's imperative that you tweet through it.
Which he's done with no abandon. Here's the first cut.
Let me know if you can hear this. I'm not sure if it'll work.
I believe we are in an era of...
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It keeps on switching me back, but I think we'll be all right.
I believe we are in an era of our politics now, Tucker, where people are smeared to try to take them out of the conversation. I'm not the only person on screen right now who's been falsely accused of a terrible sex act. You were accused of something that you did not do, and so you know what this feels like. You know the pain it can bring to your family, and you know how it just puts people on defense when you're accused of something so salacious and awful. But it did not happen. It is not true. And the fact that it is the basis of this attempt to extort my family tells a lot. And if the FBI and Department of Justice will release the tapes that they are in possession of, the American people will see what is really going on.
You just referred to a mentally ill viewer who accused me of a sex crime 20 years ago. And of course, it was not true. I'd never met the person. But I do agree with you that being accused falsely is one of the worst things that can happen. And
yeah, totally. I totally agree. Yeah, like some deranged person accused Tucker Carlson of rape like 5 years ago and said that it happened 25 years ago. And it was, by all accounts, verifiably false. And Matt Gaetz is like, bro,
you get it.
I got DOG. I got the FBI up my ass. They're asking my dad to wear a wire. They got tapes. I'm probably going to have to deal with a Senate investigation. You know what I'm saying, man, right? Come on.
We've all been there.
Come on. Basically Eskimos.
And it
Eskimo bros.
Tucker did maintain his focus on the job one of making sure that all Republican officials are exonerated. But he started if I'm just listening to his tone and his words in the beginning of that sentence, it's like, don't you fucking dare put this in the same category. That's a beautiful statement.
It was quite the Hail Mary. It was quite the Hail Mary there. And it's better with the video, obviously, because Tucker is a Hall of Fame facial expressions guy.
Yeah.
You know, he already does
I can only imagine.
The face, like the dog who doesn't understand, you know?
Yeah.
And then when Gaetz is like, come on, bro. You know. Little false accusation. You know. He's like, All right, play the second one.
That actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine.
And I didn't rape anyone. Not a single person at the dinner.
Yeah, so the context of this is he's just talking about, look, I've had girlfriends before I met Oculus sister. And I've had a bunch of girlfriends. Look, I'm a PIMP. I don't know what you can say about me, but he's trying again to rope Tucker in, like, look,
hey baby, you like Jim Carrey?
Let's throw on a Blu-ray of The Mask and chill. He's trying again to do the, look, you know, I've dated a bunch of girls. We went to dinner together.
Because that's the thing he needs to clear up here. If we can prove he's dated girls, then clearly he didn't have sex with a 17-year-old. Nice strategy.
That actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine. You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble. And so I do believe that there are people at the Department of Justice who are trying to smear me, providing for flights, and hotel rooms for people that you're dating who are of legal age is not a crime. And I'm just troubled that the lack of any sort of legitimate investigation into me would then convert into this extortion attempt.
I don't remember the woman you're speaking of or the context at all, honestly. But
Do you worry that you're supporting him too much in this interview, Tucker? Jesus
At every
Christ.
turn, he's just like, listen, I'm going to put you on the show, but 10-foot pole's not enough.
It's a dog shit defense, and I'm not even going to give you that. Basically, is what Tucker's saying. Like,
It's so good, dude.
I mean, if that did happen, and like, boy, what a crazy like. If I'm inventing things to try and exonerate me, that's not one I would reach for. So I kind of think that did occur, but then for Tucker to immediately be like, "Yeah, I mean, I've been to a lot of dinners, dude. You're gonna have to narrow it down."
Yeah.
Like kind of a bad friend. In fact, based on this, I'm wondering if they're friends at all.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't sound like it. And when you try to dig into like what Gaetz is accusing DOJ of doing here, dude, it is so convoluted.
It sounds to me like conducting investigation.
Yeah. I mean, but he, of course, he's Sam Darnold, man. He's seeing ghosts. And I saw a tweet of this the other day, and I don't remember who it was, so I can't properly credit it. But somebody said, "What Matt Gaetz needs right now is a Matt Gaetz."
Yeah, he absolutely does.
like he needs somebody who wakes up, cracks their knuckles, and is like, "All right, what sort of fucko, insane stuff do you need me to say today on TV?"
And he wanted it to be Tucker, and Tucker let him know that ain't it.
No. You're you. You need another you.
I don't think I've
Maybe
ever
call
been
him-
to a dinner. I'm just a lunch guy.
And here's the segment following this will be us running something from 2017 where I was exonerated. I tell you what, I'd call the big man.
You know that's not how it works, brother.
I know, but
If ever there was a
occasionally-
one-way street that's been constructed in human history, that's it.
But occasionally, Chrissy would go into the back office and he would say to Tony, like, "Look, I don't do this often, but I'm in over my head a little bit."
Tony is 7 million times the man Donald Trump is.
I know, but I just feel like if you were ever gonna like place a call to the big man and say, "Look, I was there for you." Now, of course, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's
I
worth a
saw the
shot. He's
reports
running
that he
out of
did,
rope.
right?
Well, I know. Yeah, he did before this all hit the fan.
Yeah,
he asked
he's
for
like,
a
hey,
blanket.
just hypothetically, like if one of us gets accused of taking a fucking underage person across state lines for sexual
Could be any
purposes.
one of us.
You know, I mean, like, hey, it could be me, it could be Jim, I think a blanket pardon makes sense for kind of all the big guys, me and the other big guys. The people who aren't really involved in legislating at all and have pretty much no impact in the real laws of the country, but just go and fucking squawk real loud. Us, we need to be protected because we're doing the real stuff.
We're fighting Dr. Seuss, and yeah, I mean, I know we mentioned this, but like,
We must defeat Dr.
Dude.
Seuss.
it's still so insane to have this on not only your conscience, but he said in the Tucker interview that he first became aware of this DOJ investigation on March 16th. His tweet to Elon Musk about deal, make sure you call it Gatesgate, was on March 26th.
Oh, no.
Like, dude, you have got gasoline all over yourself. And you're just like, who has a Duraflame?
He knows
or
one way.
Who has the long lighter, rather, whatever that's
Yeah.
called. Like, just give me one I could light the whole body at once. And then today, even funnier.
You
like, I
simply
guess he's-
must respect it.
You kind of do. And then today, like, just staying on firebrand, he tweeted a congratulations to 2 Florida high school students who had won like a science award. It's like, bro, I think you need to stop mentioning high school students.
Yeah.
Like, just don't. Nothing even in the close. Just nothing close. Stay out of it. Nothing.
I love your giant science.
It's just ridiculous, man. What else did I have for you?
I'm not going to be able to tell you that.
Oh, we were going to talk about the voting law, but your haircut took a long time.
My haircut did take a long time.
And it's okay. I was the one who asked us to move. I got
Yeah. What is your out? You got 3 minutes here or something like that?
Sure.
Okay. I got a thing of it. Just a little picture I've been meaning to paint. This might be a fun thing to end on. Okay. So we live down the street from Josh and Nikki. Josh Campbell, another host on this podcast network. Nikki Campbell, former receptionist at the Ticket, author of many great bits. And this neighborhood unit
was hypnotized.
Was hypnotized.
So she says.
Absolutely. I've seen the video, dude. She was hypnotized. And so we'll get together fairly frequently, and we're all a bunch of people that really like a good time. If there's a Friday night and you stop by here, you're probably going to see some fun YouTube videos and a smattering of substances that are, of course, are all above board, officer.
Thank you.
And so I'm, in another world and kind of having trouble registering the details that are occurring, even if they're normal. And they're trying to, I don't even really understand this. It's important to note, but I can piece it together now. They're attempting to pay me for their half of the food that we had ordered, right?
Okay.
And their bank account had become unlinked from their Venmo account, so they had to log into the bank account to relink to the Venmo.
Seems like a Cory Booker problem.
It turned out to be a little difficult for them, but eventually they did do it. And how this happens, again, the listeners got so much more information than I'm working with as I open my eyes and gaze over. But they're getting the password wrong, so they have to go through their security code. And so what I turn to my right and see is Josh looks into Nikki's eyes and says, "Jewish baby name." And I'm like, what the fuck kind of sentence is that? And then she goes, "Cohen." Kind of like yelling it like that, almost like a robotic voice. And then they both start going, F7AP, at the exact same time, back and forth to each other. And they're trying to log into the account, but I don't know that. So I'm just fucking off my ass. Just be like, is this a new language? What fucking Avatar world am I in? Cohen, baby name, 708. It was wild, dude. It was a fun time.
Why would... I'm still confused about some of the mechanics here.
I can't tell you more than that.
I guess I'm talking to the wrong guy.
Yeah. Ask them how their fucking bank works. But it was a scene. I really wanted a video. In fact, I think I did grab. I'll send it to you. I grabbed a little snippet at the end.
All right. Well, I will see you tomorrow. TC's doubling up tomorrow. What time are you heading out, big boy?
I'm trying to wake up 8:30. You think I can do it?
Yeah, come on. You're a professional now. You work in the business world.
By working in the business world, that means opening my computer at 9 and walking my little avatar to it. Whatever. I don't have a job. I take it back. You don't have a job, you can't get fired from it. That's the important thing for the public to know.
We can't even say TC has a job.
You tricked me, dude. I've been trying to fucking... I don't need the audience knowing about the job or the job knowing about the audience. You two groups need no fucking mixing.
It's not so fun.
Yours is fucking purely mixed. You guys can mix. Me, I'm a respectable businessman to those people, and they need to know that that's not a lie.
Don't tell anybody at T-Row.
Yeah.
T-Row Price.
The fine people of T-Row Price need to never understand what it is I do with my free time.
All right, we'll see you next week.
That's it for tonight. The high school special is next, so until tomorrow. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm
TC and Jake.
We do thank you for watching. Good night.